Monday, May 12th, we just spent a week with hundreds and hundreds of you, but today we're back in the saddle. It feels really good. Talking about the used car only list, UAW taking a beating, and Generation Alpha influencers. We're back to it. We could do a week of recap shows, which is the problem right now.
We could do.
I think like a proper recap is in order this year.
Actually, I know that our team is getting in and we've got a little bit of time. Like, it's going to take some time to get our hands around all the content and pull together all the panels into the multicam cuts and all that stuff. But man, there's some sessions that I heard about that I couldn't go to that I'm excited to just like grab some popcorn, get a little drink, and just sit back and watch. So
yeah, I know. That's the hard part is you go and you see so much, but you miss so much. But we kind of have been known to hit the record button constantly. Yeah. So if you came, thank you so much to the event. If you did come, you should check your email inbox because there is an email that we sent out yesterday that includes all of the photos from our Nashville team, a whole library of photos so you can find yourself, find your friends, post them. We were basically like, these photos aren't ours. These photos belong to the community that showed up. So check your inbox because when we sent it like Sunday afternoon, within like a few minutes, we had a 51% click-through rate on that sucker.
Like, I want these jokers. They're so good.
You'll see them.
Over and over last week, there was this sentiment, and this is what I want the automotive community to continue with, is that when you aligned heart set, mindset, the understanding, the pursuit of a better customer and employee experience, the speed to connection, partnership, like the betterment of our industry is so much faster. And that's actually something that you can do on a daily basis. Like, you do not have to come combative to every conversation. And we realized that in person last week, but you don't have to forget about that today.
No, please carry that forward. That was probably one of the most memorable compliments is even after the welcome reception, people were like, that was the best welcome reception I've ever been to. And it wasn't literally anything.
It was not fancy.
There was, imagine this. It was a nice room, but you had a few hundred people and you had drinks and you had a little music and that's it. We didn't even have name tags because we had an issue with the printer. So nobody had a name tag, and we might have actually
served the room better.
I think it did. I don't know. I think it did. People were like, it was the best. Why? Because the environment that was created there was one to speed connection, and so much more to share. Thank you if you were there. If you weren't there, we will do it again. We actually, Kyle and I this morning are signing the contract for next year. So pull out your 2025 calendar, open your app.
This is the first public.
Is it? Are we going to talk about it right now?
No.
If you're here, you're here.
Line it up.
We are having ASOTU CON 2025 the same week we did this year. So the week of May 12th. It's the week after Mother's Day, 2025. We have a graphic and everything. Look at this. 2020. That looks amazing.
Oh my goodness.
May 12th through 16th. Right, circle the week. We'll have more details coming soon. Kyle and I inked the contract as we were walking on stage this year. So please circle it. Put a pin in it. More details to follow, but no one should have the thing like, oh, I didn't know it was coming this year. No one should have that excuse. All right, let's talk about some news, and we have a full week of work to get into. So automotive news, second ever used car only list or used deal. They call it the used only list. It's the people who sell used cars only. Reiterates that 2023 was a pivotal year for used vehicle only retailers. CarMax still out front. No surprise there. Carvana is recovering despite a lot of challenges last year, and some other players that were on the list last year are falling off the list or have fallen off the list. So CarMax, top of the list, sold 765,000 plus vehicles, which is down 5.2% from the previous year. Carvana sold 312,000 vehicles in 2023, down 24% year over year. However, they're focused on profitability now. Vroom and Shift Technologies face significant setbacks. Shift filed for bankruptcy. Vroom wound down their used car operations. DriveTime, which is actually Carvana was a spinoff of DriveTime, saw a 7.2% increase, selling 110,000 used vehicles. Sonic Automotive's Echo Park increased sales by 15%, selling 73,000 vehicles. Carvana CEO Ernie Garcia said, we were not super well positioned to handle all of the change, nor were many of our peers. But now we're seeing some people, the people who are able to pivot, still in the game, putting down roots.
Yeah, I mean, when you look back at 2023, it's wildly different already than Q1 of 2024. Like, these are gross up numbers for 2023. We're seeing the pace of some of these groups in 2024, especially on the used market, pick up already. It's interesting to me that in an affordability crunch, they were able to actually succeed with the drive time side of the business. I mean, I saw advertising left and right. Kind of makes sense if they were able to have the right cars, plus it's their own captive financing, allows them to potentially buy deeper in the market rather than have to go after banks that maybe held back on resources last year. So that's kind of like a key insight to me. But Carvana down 24%, CarMax down 5.2%. It's no wonder that used cars just had a little bit of struggle last year compared to previous years. And reality is, it's like we were up so high the few years before that. Like, this is just a normalization,
The great normalization. We talked about that a little bit. I was thinking of a great segue because this one deserves a segue. Do we still have the? Let me see. Do I have it? Oh, I do. I have it.
Give it to him, Paul.
UAW update.
Thank you, Jordan.
Yes. The UAW faced a significant setback as 56% of workers at the Mercedes plant in Alabama voted against unionization, marking a blow to the union's efforts to organize some more southern facilities. Over 90% of the factory's 5,000 eligible workers voted. That's a great turnout and a good representation of the actual intent. 56% opposed the unions, with Mercedes officials have been actively campaigning against unionization, presenting their plans to address the employee concerns. So they said, this is how we're going to fix the problems. Don't vote for the union. Mercedes worker Melissa Howell said, we have the company's ear for the first time in a long time. Another worker, Rick Webster, said the number one issue for me is a better work-life balance. The defeat, obviously a major setback for UAW President Shawn Fain, who has been revitalizing the union with his, we'll call it a combative approach. The UAW plans
a
little bit. They're going to continue their $40 million organization drive targeting various factories, including those operated by Hyundai and Toyota. Shawn Fain said, while this loss stings, these workers keep their heads held high. We fight the good fight and continue forward.
Well, I mean, this is kind of shocking.
It's the first
loss.
This
is kind of shocking, honestly, after a few weeks ago locking down VW in Chattanooga, right? This is, I'm honestly surprised.
Another German manufacturer, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so interesting to see that happening, and it would have boded better for them going into the Hyundai and Toyota plants, Hyundai having a presence in Alabama, Toyota in Tennessee. But, this may be a little bit of the downward slide because Hyundai and Toyota as manufacturers are have much better employee morale, at least the public perspective of it. So, we'll see if the pace can continue of
or
Shawn Fain's,
or if this looks like the Philadelphia Eagles 2023-24 season. After they lost that one, it was not pretty after that. Right? We'll see.
That's a great way to put it.
It can happen. Obviously. Speaking of it happening,
segue.
Whether you're ready or not, here they come.
We're saying it live on the show. Gen Alpha. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have said the words Gen Alpha. Children aged 8 to 13.
Which is a lot of our collective children, by the way. Yeah. 2 of mine, 3 years.
Yeah, may not be the foremost generation on everyone's brand radar yet, but it's time retailers start thinking about them and their interests. Here's some numbers from a survey conducted by DKC's analytics group. Here they go. 95% of Gen Alpha parents learn about new products or brands from their child. Wow. 49% of these parents' purchasing decisions are influenced by their child's opinion. I got some things to say about that. About 90% of Gen Alpha children find ways to make money through chores, allowance, and online selling.
So they're getting that paper,
that dollar bill. 91% of parents say their children love to shop, with 92% finding interesting new products. Here's where they like to go to shop: Walmart, Amazon, Target, Nike, GameStop, Five Below, Shine.
I hate that place.
Costco, Dollar Tree, and Sephora, of all places.
Oh boy.
You know, I wonder who's
8-year-olds that are hooked on
advertising
Sephora
on Roblox right now. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, dude. That's freaking an awesome insight. Probably not Five Below, but Walmart certainly is.
Walmart,
wow, that's
Amazon. I bet you Target is all in Roblox, is all in all of those games that kids are playing.
The point of the survey is to show that purchasing power is now in the hands of this Gen Alphas, anybody born after 2010, basically. And I think this just paints the case for large scale, broad brand building in what is cool, what is interesting, what connects, what looks fun, what looks easy. And yeah, I'm trying to think about like what purchasing decisions. Now I'm like analyzing, like, what do we buy? That, because our own, like our Gen Alpha, right? Like one of ours is 4. So nothing really there going on yet. The other one is 12,
you know,
except for food. The other one is 12. And then I also have a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old. So it's like tough for me. You'd be a better litmus test because all of your kids are under that age.
You experience, and you've noted this to me, like your understanding of like new brands or new products
without a doubt,
coming from their cultural understanding is definitely like, and that's a piece for us, right?
That's true.
But then, you know, when it comes to like purchasing decisions being influenced by the child's opinion, I mean, I don't know. Does like the type of applesauce we buy count?
Well, I mean, let's talk back to some of the comments you've made before about your kids asking you, are we getting a Tesla?
Well, okay. So that's what I was about to bring up, right? Is I think that cultural moment things are definitely in these kids' ears, and especially when it comes to car brands. Now, I know that our kids are obviously close to auto, but you know, with them consistently saying like, Dad, you should get a Tesla. When are we getting a Tesla? When are we getting an EV? Like that's going to be in the ears of a lot of parents these days. Is the EV conversation is going to be in the swing, especially when you think about these, like these Roblox or these virtual games where all of these new EV manufacturers are actually placing their vehicles in the game. These kids are going to be all over that.
It's funny. Just as you keep saying Roblox, I'm like, what if a dealership put a giant banner out front with the Roblox logo and was like $100 in Robux with every test drive? Every kid driving by would notice that sign.
It's over.
Every freaking kid would notice the Roblox sign.
That's genius. Jeff Ravilla, do it.
Do it.
Dare it.
I have a couple dealers we need to call right now and be like, look, it's going to cost you $100 for this banner. It's worth trying. I think that's what we have today. Oh man, look, if you don't follow us on LinkedIn, follow ASOTU on LinkedIn. We're going to be posting a lot of show content. We're going to be releasing a lot of show content. Tell your people about the show. We have a great community. Get everybody else in here. They need to be here.